So it is clear that the tensions between the SACP and the African National Congress, and you know what is so sad is that the ANC comrades are always forcing their way to capture, to control, and to show that they are the ones who can just do everything that they want to do, but not this time. The SACP, this is what a lot of your comrades of the ANC need to put inside your heads, that the SACP is no longer your alliance, is no longer your partner. They have moved on. They are now a political party that will contest you, the African National Congress. So what is happening? So I want us to talk about that story. It is one of the biggest stories that we have around, and we know that Mantashe, he was removed there. This article says SACP removes Mantashe from central committees as tensions with the ANC heightens. We know that the split, the division is already there. So before we get into these and these trending news, please don't forget that you can subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you can just leave a comment on the section below about the subject matter. And I want us to talk about this man here, Ndlozi, because this champ here was seen laughing at Mantashe. Mbuyiseni came for Uncle Gwede here.
And then the South African Communist Party kote Gwede Mantashe. Gwede Mantashe was a communist when it was not fashionable to be a communist. He was a communist in the 1980s, when you could be killed for being a communist. He misses the meetings of the party. They show him the door. At least now 11 suspend nyana. Ugwede bamqothile. So we're going to talk to the party spokesperson there, Mbulelo Mandlana, about wenzenu Gwede awuphendule awe mama. Political drama.
Now this comes after Uncle Mantashe was just shown at the door there. So it is reported that Uncle Mantashe misses meetings of the SACP. So I know that maybe some of us will think and say that no, but Uncle Gwede, is he even still the member of the SACP? Yes, Uncle Gwede was the member since from back in the days, right? So when he was there in the ANC, busy with handling some cabinet matters and the African National Congress, he forgot that he is the member. And now, after many years, he comes and he expects to join them in the meeting. So the former EFF member Ndlozi had his best laugh. He was just laughing at Uncle Gwede, and he says that he misses the meetings of the party and showed after some time. Hey, at least me, I was suspended, and Uncle Gwede was just fired. He was shown at the door, right? So he says that at least I was suspended, they gave me time and I went to suspension. But Uncle Gwede just coming in there, immediately a decision was taken to say kick the man out. Whether he's the minister or he's the one who's controlling the African National Congress, they didn't care about that. Because I mean, this thing does not just clear in their mind that the SACP is no longer the alliance. They have moved on in this inconvenient relationship. They are no longer part of you. And I hope this send now a clear message in the loudspeaker to all the ANC leaders of saying that the SACP is no longer our alliance, is no longer our friend, our partner in business. We need to move on. So what is happening there? So this was the message to all the leaders of the ANC. The SACP just showed them that they are no longer their partner. They showed them the middle finger. I hope this send a wave of warning to all the leaders of the African National Congress. Remember that Gwede Mantashe has been vocal against the SACP's election plans after the alliance has decided to become a political party that will contest against the ANC. In January, he warned that the party will vanish like the EFF and the MK party. It's a pity because the EFF and the MK party, they are still around. They haven't, not even with the plant, have vanished. He says that if it goes alone, the SACP now, without the ANC, he argued that the contesting will split the vote and weaken the alliance. Let me tell you, Uncle Gwede, as soon as you and your President Cyril Ramaphosa, you decided not to show any interest or any commitment of wanting to work with the SACP, as soon as you've done that without consulting with them, when you formed your GNU and when you're making key government decisions, you don't consult them as an alliance. That is when now the split happened. Not now. Now the SACP, Ivukile Makandeni, has awakened now from the ashes. So they want something that is so big for them. They want just to contribute. Mbalula said the SACP's decision forces dual membership to choose sides. The question is, what will happen to figures like Higher Education Minister Buti Manamela and Science Minister Blade and Nzimande? What will happen between the two? Mbalula warned this will lead to a full split in the alliance. And I mean, what does Buti Manamela and Blade Nzimande help the SACP with, except they are only there as ministers to serve themselves? What contribution are they doing to the members of the SACP to help them? There's nothing that I know personally. Maybe you know something that these two they do, right? So they say that now these split will affect such people. Now the SACP must ask themselves, what are these people contributing back to them except being driven by blue light, right? Because we know many of these terms are only there for self-benefit and self-serving. Sure. And it was reported, by the way, that in the senior ANC National Executive Committee, members revealed in internal chats there are talks that are happening there at Lute House behind a closed door, stripping the SACP members their government roles like Buti Manamela and Blade Nzimande, because they argued one of the things that Mbalula said and Gwede Mantashe said, that the ANC cannot have dual membership. They can't be like Jacob Zuma, who says that I'm the member of the African National Congress and I'm also the member of the MK party. They say that you must either be one of the two. So now this move will just force the likes of Buti Manamela and Blade Nzimande to choose whether they will remain in the SACP to be their members, or they will just remain in the African National Congress, because this war, this split will just get worse. It will just worsen like that.
Yes, it's true that Comrade Gwede Mantashe is not in the Central Committee anymore, but is a member of the party. And the reason why he's out of the Central Committee is because there's a constitutional clause that says members of the Central Committee cannot absent themselves consistently, like in more than three consecutive meetings. So he continued to do that, and then, of course, when we talked to him verbally, he did indicate the situation that was in, and you understand it as well, that he had to actually assist the complex situation that the ANC was dealing with. But one thing that actually led to that, the key one, is the fact that he wasn't sending apologies. So even after being persuaded. So the Central Committee was left without no option but to say, we do understand, yes, the challenges that he's having, but one of the basic things of members of the Communist parties are taught is to respect collectives where they are. So the fact that he didn't do that, in principle, we'll have to actually excuse him so that he go and do the work that is actually carrying out within the liberation movement. Let's give him that space. There's got a lot of challenges in the liberation movement. There's got a lot of challenges in government. So it was just on the basis of that.
So Lema Paile said something. He said that Gwere Mantashe does not attend SACP meetings, but he is the member of the alliance. I bet that they haven't seen him for years now. For years, he just showed up unannounced, right? And boom, he showed up, and then Utata was shown the door, right? Okay, that was embarrassing for him. What did he expect? He is not attending their meetings, but he is their full member. ANC must understand from henceforth that the SACP is gone. They must just stop forcing their way and accept the situation, and that they have messed up in this partnership. Let us speak the truth. The ANC only needs the SACP for the votes, nothing more, nothing less. And finally, the likes of Solima Paile saw their hypocrisy. So what is happening in the African National Congress? Seems like the splits, the divisions are just getting worse. The SACP's decisions to drop Mantashe from its central committee came as a surprise, making a clear sign of the deepening rift within the tripartite alliance that also includes the Congress of South African Trade Unions. Mantashe, who is also the Minister of Minerals, Petroleum Resources, has been a key figure in both the ANC and the SACP for years. He brushed off the sacking, saying it does not affect his work in the government or the ANC. But insider says it shows the SACP's frustration with his public criticism. The removal happened during a recent SACP meeting where leaders reviewed membership and roles. Mantashe once served as a national chairperson from 2007 to 2012, has been on the Central Committee since then. His dismissal is linked to the strong opposition to the SACP's plan to contest the 2026 election on its own. Breaking from the tradition of running under the ANC banner, the independent run was first decided at the SACP's first National Congress in July 2022, but has been reaffirmed in recent months, leading to the heated debates. SACP's General Secretary Solima Paile has defended the move, saying the party needs to assert its independence to better fight for workers' rights and socialism. He accused some ANC leaders, including Mantashe, of undermining the alliance by pushing right-wing policies like the Government of National Unity with the Democratic Alliance. Mapaile stressed that the SACP remains committed to the alliance but will not be a rubber stamp for the ANC's decisions. Mantashe downplayed the removal, calling it an internal SACP matter that does not change his loyalty to the ANC or his role in government. I have served the government in many ways, and this is just one chapter, he said in the brief statement. However, he has been vocal against the SACP's elections plan, warning in January that the party will vanish. So it is clear, it is time for the SACP and the African National Congress, the ANC, to call it splits. It's time for them to separate. They are no longer one. They must just need to wake up and to stop forcing things. Stop forcing relationships that will not either make you to progress. Stop that. The SACP even delayed this move. They were supposed to do this long ago, immediately when the GNU started. They were supposed just to show the ANC that they are no longer in partnership with them. So the ANC has lost another alliance. Uncle Gwede, you'll be strong. You will be strong. But one thing that I know that will make you strong is that if you please subscribe to this YouTube political channel, and remember that you don't pay anything, it is free of charge like that. And please don't forget, you can leave a comment on the section below. Until we meet on the next video, and I'm out.